This story takes us back to our series on YouTube called Funeral Home Foolery. You guys can check our playlist for that. This absolutely qualifies as funeral home foolery. And I just was thinking, I was like, out of some of the stories that we did, and really just those stories spread really big, I was thinking maybe that might scare these funeral home owners to not doing stuff, with the type of jail time and fines and getting their business shut down, their lives ruined. You would think that they would have cooled off on doing BS, but apparently that's not the case. Let me give you guys a disclaimer before I tell y'all the details. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And just so people understand, not only do I do stories about funeral homes, especially just depending on what's going on with the details, this actually did involve a child. She was a little bit older, but nonetheless, it sounds like she was a child that was living under her mom's roof that ended up passing away from being shot, which is really already sad as it is. But I'm getting this story from WFTV.com, so thank you for the article. Brace yourselves for this one. I had never heard anything like this. Orlando, Florida. The Florida Board of Funeral, Cemetery, and Consumer Services has voted to revoke the license of a controversial Orlando funeral home under fire from families and fellow businesses, finding multiple legal violations after a year-long investigation. Celebrations of Life Mortuary and Cremation Services, and if y'all hear the name of this business, stop using them. They can't survive in business if y'all continue to keep using them. Plain and simple. Anybody who uses them, especially after this moment going forward, you get what you get. Celebrations of Life Mortuary and Cremation Services, and I want to make sure that y'all also see the owner's face as well, so y'all know who not to deal with. Located on Claricona OC Road, allowed its owner by the name of Tacavius Bird. Let me spell this fool's name. This dude, I think that's him. Tacavius. I'm sorry, but your mother didn't love you, sir, if she named you Tacavius, because that's not a real name. It's not a real word. It's a stupid name. That's actually the victim right there. But I'm talking about this damn idiot right here. Tacavius. Tekeavias. Tacavius. What a fitting name. Its owner, Tacavius Bird, to act as a funeral director and deal directly with families despite Bird lacking the appropriate license. Investigators also found the business failed to properly cremate a body. The state has been investigating the facility since at least last November, when WFTV witnessed Bird demanding thousands of dollars in payment in order to release a body to a rival funeral home at the family's request. That fell far outside normal practices, other funeral home operators said. Typically, two businesses would negotiate a payment among each other without involving the family. They also said that the services Bird had provided until that point amounted to a fraction of his demands. On Wednesday, WFTV publicized the plight of Cassandra Jackson, who said that rather than offering a rental, Bird told her to buy a $5,000 custom casket and a wrap to use for her daughter's viewing before her body was cremated, with the promise that that casket would be preserved and stored for future family members' funerals. The casket wound up in a storage unit, and the owner of the unit stopped paying the bill. Jackson's friends discovered the casket being sold on Facebook Marketplace for a grand total, a custom casket, for a grand total of $78. $78 after the unit was auctioned off. The seller said that the casket's new owner did not want to turn it back over to the family. I guess that's their prerogative, but that is just freaking weird, especially with it having a custom wrap of a dead person on it. That's why I call this funeral home foolery. Every bit of this is bullcrap. The seller said that the casket's new owner did not want to turn it back over to the family. I just want the casket back. That's the last thing that she laid in, Jackson said, shaking her head. That's the mother. After Jackson's story aired, other families, other business owners, and ex-employees began reaching out to celebrate the revocation of Celebration of Life's license and share their stories. Sheila Holloman said Bird failed to deliver on thousands of dollars worth of promises for her husband's funeral last year. She also claimed he tried to access her family's funds behind their back, which Bird has denied. Holloman's son said that she was happy to hear about the board's decision, while Holloman herself said that she's still angry with Bird. We both went to the same church. We kind of sat by each other and kind of built the relationship at that point, she recalled. I feel like he took advantage of me. Let me skip some of the rest of this. Let me just show y'all this news thing. This is just absolute foolery at its best. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Also, just so y'all know, in addition to facing the loss of his funeral home business, Bird is also facing a felony charge connected to a stolen rental vehicle, a lawsuit by a casket company over non-payment, and a warrant in Broward County. Y'all should be familiar with Broward County, described on an arresting document only as grand theft. So he out here allegedly stealing cars. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know what y'all think about this. This is going to also go on an episode of Just Shenanigans. Absolutely ridiculous.
And we begin with a wild story on WFTV tonight. We have learned a used casket was sold on Facebook Marketplace without a local family's knowledge or consent. Good evening, I'm Greg Warman.
And I'm Martha Sigalski. An Orlando mom says she was horrified when friends sent her photos of the listing featuring her teenage daughter's special casket. It's right there. She is now pleading for the new owner of the casket to do the right thing. She's also calling on the state to shut down the funeral home that she used. Our Nick Papantona is joining us live here in the studio tonight. Nick, this is not the first time you've actually done a story on this business.
No, the first time we ran into them was last year when the owner demanded payment before releasing a body to a family in front of us, which we've been told is not standard practice. This situation is strange, to say the least. The family says it's a promise broken.
I just cried and cried.
Cassandra Jackson remembers when she first got the text message. Her daughter's unique purple casket with her name and face plastered all over, selling for $78 on Facebook Marketplace. Anaya Jackson was 18 when someone killed her inside her home in March of 2021. The family turned to Celebration of Life Mortuary on Clarkana-Ocoee Road to cremate her. They say the funeral home encouraged them to purchase the $5,000 casket and wrap for the viewing with a promise.
He said it would be able to be used for other people in our family, and he would store it for us.
Place the loved ones into our care.
You can see the casket in the background of this Facebook video featuring Celebration of Life owner Takevius Bird in January of 2022. Family members say they didn't think anything of the casket until the marketplace listing, with the description that the funeral home went out of business and the seller suggesting the casket be used as a Halloween decoration or a toolbox, despite Bird and Celebration of Life being very much open. What explanation did he give you?
He said that he was at church, that he'll call me back.
Did he ever call you back?
No.
Accounts from family members, former Celebration of Life employees, and the marketplace seller suggest Anaya Jackson's casket and one other found their way into a storage unit. That unit was eventually auctioned off when the bill stopped being paid. The person who bought the unit said a woman representing the funeral home called him to buy it back, but never showed up with the payment. He said the man who now owns the casket does not want to be contacted or sell or give the casket to the family.
Yeah, I just want the casket back. I mean, that's the last thing really that she laid in, and I just want it back.
I will get the money back. Bird and Celebrations of Life have been under investigation by the state since this story ran last year, when he demanded payment before releasing a body to a different funeral home picked by the family, even though he wasn't licensed to work with families directly. The state sent him a cease and desist letter ordering him to stop acting like a licensed funeral director in March. Days later, we watched investigators make an unannounced visit to his business. Celebration of Life is listed on Thursday's Board of Funeral, Cemetery, and Consumer Services agenda under disciplinary action. Bird did not respond to any of our questions for this story, but after that surprise inspection in the spring, he told us this.
Everything is in order. Our license number is F. Thank you for coming to Celebrations of Life Mortuary. One of the mottos here is that we continue to provide families with a heartfelt experience with dignity and class.
Celebration of Life is the story, but after that surprise inspection in the spring, he told us this.
Everything is in order. Our license number is F. Thank you for coming to Celebrations of Life Mortuary. One of the mottos here is that we continue to provide families with a heartfelt experience with dignity and class.
Inspection in the spring, he told us this.
And this is who y'all spending y'all money on. Why? Why do women trust men that behave in this mannerism so much? It's just beyond me. It's disgusting. It's cruel. It's very low class. It's no class at all. A very, very bad demeanor. It's trifling. Thank you. It's just everything that you don't want. And it wouldn't take you but 2 seconds of talking to this person to see his behavior is not conducive. You don't need to do business here. I'm sure there's other places you could go do business at. But why people keep coming here like he should never have business ever again? People like this should never have business. Like it's like you fling, it's like you fling shit at people because I can't think of how else to say it. But yet they keep coming to you. Why would they ever learn to be anything better or anything different? That's bad energy, and that's really what karma is. Really, karma is energy.
Everything is in order. Our license number is F. Thank you for coming to Celebrations of Life Mortuary. One of the mottos here is that we continue to provide families with a heartfelt experience with dignity and class.
Bird was arrested last month. Police say he stole a rental car. Court records also show he's also being sued by a casket company in part. Bird was arrested last month. Police say he stole a rental car. Court records also show he's also being sued by a casket company in part for non-payment.
And the way this all played out, Nick, the way I understand it, the family told you they bought the casket so that their loved one could be honored at the funeral. Then she was cremated. They owned the casket and they want it back because it's their property.
Yeah, and it's outside of the norm according to other funeral home owners. Typically, they told me they offered a rental casket to those families so that you can have that viewing.
I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have never heard of a rental casket. But like I say, I guess I haven't dealt in death enough. I guess I haven't asked enough questions. I ain't been to enough funerals. I haven't been through the process. I didn't know that you could rent caskets. Who knew?
That everybody wants to go and see and pay their last respects to. At the same time, it's far cheaper than buying a casket outright.
I would think that if you were wrapping a casket, you should be able to take a wrap off. Like, can't you just peel it off? It's like a vinyl wrap, I guess. I don't know. But why would you keep that wrap on there? Let me show y'all this again. That's sad for this angel here. Bright smile, beautiful girl too. I'm probably old enough to be her dad. Actually, I am old enough to be her dad. I'm going to show y'all that casket again. Look at that. Is that not a type of wrap, like a vinyl wrap that you could pull off? Is that like a paint job? You got to be able to cut it somewhere and let air get in there. You should be able to peel all of that off. I thought that's just depending on what kind of wrap it is. But nonetheless, that's disgusting. Even to the person who bought it and can find value in it, I get it. Take the wrap off of there. Get like you know, like if you own property, you don't have to give it back to the family. It'd be nice, especially if you only spent $78 getting it. I'm not about to trip about no damn $78, but then again, maybe they're gonna try to sell it, get some money off of it. This is complete funeral home foolery. This is going in just shenanigans. Check the playlist. This will be there. Nobody should ever deal with this dude ever again for any type of business. I don't care if he opened up a restaurant. I don't care if he opened up a rat mortuary. Y'all better not do no business with this fool. Let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Thank you.